So this is probably the first time that I've actually had to say this about a video game franchise, but for some reason I feel like my grandfather made this game. Like, I'm not sure how to describe it, but I really feel like my grandfather made this game. And what I mean by that is, you know how, let's say, you know how either parents or someone you've never met, or just someone who you aren't that, someone who you have a relationship with, but the relationship between your age range is different. You ask that person to help you with something, and they hear what you're saying, and they actually do help you, but their version of helping you is simplifying things and literally not doing what you expected. Like, they helped you, but just not in the way that you were expecting. And what I mean by that is Halo Infinite has a lot of things where I feel like they were trying to be helpful, but not in the way that I was asking. You know what I mean? So I think the number one thing that everyone can say about Halo Infinite is that its battle pass system is the most, I wouldn't even say toxic, is the least rewarding battle pass system I've ever played in my life. And let's be honest, like, you can play this game and completely ignore the battle pass system, honestly. But let's be real, you're not going to play this game and want to walk around with having, if you're a fan of Halo, you're not going to want to play this game having the same boring ass skin as just another bunch of non-players, as well as just having the same stuff as professional players and stuff like that. When it comes to Halo, everyone likes to have their own identity, and being able to customize things as well as to just look your own way is always an important feature. But regardless, this is an article that was just posted about Halo Infinite's Battle Pass getting a slight different upgrade. And the article says something along the lines of players now getting rewards for actually playing. Which is wrong, because it still doesn't actually fix the fucking problem that this game has, which is, again, not getting rewarded for actually playing this game. And the thing about this game is that you can literally come in, sit yourself AFK, put your controller down, spin in a circle, and you will literally earn the same amount of experience as everybody else, whether you win, lose, try, or fail, you know? But to continue on, it says Halo Infinite's Battle Pass is still a source of frustration for many players, but the developer at 343 Industries isn't done changing it just yet. In the latest update to the multiplayer reward system, players will now get experience for playing a certain number of matches every day, the developer announced on Tuesday today. After Halo Infinite's newest update, players will now get XP for the first 6 matches they play each day, with the biggest reward giving for playing just one game. This was designed to help make sure players can kick off each other's play sessions with a sizable reward, 343 Industries Halo community manager John Juni explained on Twitter. He also provided a more detailed breakdown of how much players' XP could earn in a match. So let's say that there's 7 days in a week, right? Let's say Sunday you play one game. In that one game, you are able to earn 300 XP. The next day after that, let's just say you chose to play one game a day for some reason. The next day after that, you would earn 200, with 200 going after that. The 4th day being 100, and on the 7th day, you earn 50% XP. 50 XP, whatever it is. The thing about this, all right, first off, I'm going to tell you right now, the fact that the more that I play this game, you diminish the amount of XP that I actually earn is a really big problem in terms of it feels like 343 Industries are trying to really stretch out the amount of time that it takes to get to the final tier of the battle pass that's actually there. Like, they're really trying to stretch it out, dude. I've never had a game that actually rewards me less for playing more. I've never had a game do that. But it continues on to say that these changes were made as a reflection of 343's continued monitoring of the Battle Pass progression, as well as feedback from the community itself. He also reminded players that these are only temporary solutions and that the team plans to implement larger fixes in the future, but they take time to create. This is the most drastic change that 343 Industries has made to the Halo Infinite Battle Pass progression so far, but it remains to be seen if the community will be happy with the new rate of progression or if the frustration will continue. I'm going to tell you right now, the frustration is going to continue, because it still doesn't solve the problem of regardless of what I do in a day, I will still, no matter what I do in that game, it doesn't matter if I play the game or not. A lot of people, like, I'm not really understanding why they're not going with the simple objective of reward me for what I do in game in those moments. You can't just reward me for playing the game. Because essentially, you know, that's essentially the same thing as just me putting down my controller on World of Warcraft and setting my character to auto farm and then coming back and then I have something. I could literally not play this game is the essential problem. And here's the thing, if you didn't buy the battle pass, then you're fine. You don't actually have to worry about your XP. You can come in and you can do these fun games and actually play the game for what it is. But the problem that I'm having is that a lot of people are trying to justify that because of the fact that the multiplayer is free, that you shouldn't complain about the progression rate, which is a serious, huge problem that I'm having, honestly, with the Halo community and 343. You should not say that, well, just because it's free, you shouldn't necessarily care about the rewards that come after. Never in any video game have I ever played that is free do they actually not give me a reward. Like, I can tell you right now, there are a lot of video games that I played that are free that have an amazing, way better battle pass system than this. And like, I'm not even gonna, let's not use Fortnite as an example. I have a ton of different games that use battle passes that give way better progressions of, how can I say it? Dopamine spikes. So far, the amount of dopamine that you get in this game is just not worth it, dude. Doing cool things in game is cool when you grapple jack someone out of the sky and you kick them out of their banshee. But noticing that you're not getting rewarded for it, or that it doesn't really matter what you do, come on, man. Free game or not, I highly doubt that anyone who plays Apex Legends would actually accept that shit. I highly doubt that they would have you play a game where you can literally go in, do nothing, and still just get a mediocre reward for it. But that's just me.